1 button on the left-hand side. Everyone see that little word right above it? Matrix. Yep. All right, so everyone go to second x to the negative 1. Go over to edit. Scroll over to edit. That's how you build a new matrix. And for us, we only use really 2 matrices at a time, so we shouldn't go past C and on. So hit matrix A, edit matrix A, and now you can tell it make this type of matrix. So look at your don't look at mine here. Look at yours. We need what type. You do need to know how to name the size of it. What size do I have here for matrix A? Okay, so I can type in 2 by 2, and you'll see, hey, it makes a 2 by 2 for me. And all I need to do now is type in the numbers correctly. Make sure they're in the right. So there could still be human error here with you guys typing it in. So just the calculator doesn't do it all for you. There's no voice to text on here. So 3, 0, 1. Make sure matrix A is typed in correctly. And then go back. Here we go. Second x to the negative 1. Scroll over to edit still. And now you want to edit matrix B. And call that whatever type, which I believe is another 2 by 2. I just had some stuff in there from last class. So 8, 1, 5, 4. Everyone have A and B because now it's something a little different now. Everyone has A and B typed in. When you want to do any operations, add, subtract, multiply, you need to do it on a blank screen. I am not going to go back to second x to the negative 1 here. I'm going to go second quit. I want a blank screen before we do any matrix operations. All right, so part A says what? Do A plus B. So everyone go back, second x to the negative 1, and choose. I'm not going to edit anymore. They're already edited. I am just choosing matrix A. Adding. Go back to second x to the negative 1. Choose matrix B. And yeah, enter. And it'll actually show you the legitimate matrix there.
You go second matrix, enter, and then second matrix, scroll down to the B one, and add it.
Now you want to do A minus B. All right. Go back, select matrix A, but now do minus matrix B. Huh. And I think you guys can pick it up here. So now I do just type in -4 and put matrix A next to it. Again, I think you guys could probably do it by hand a little quicker, but maybe not something like D, 3A. Whew.
Wait, when do we have to do this for?
What?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Nice. We're here.
My bad.
All right, go ahead. Now try it on your own now. Go back to edit, and now type in what size is matrix A and B for number 2. What size do we have here? 3 by 2, yeah. So you do need to tell how big it is. So go back to matrix A, edit it, and now do a 3 by 2. Go back to matrix B, edit it. And the one big key is you have to remember, before you do any operations, you have to go back to a blank screen. and try out those 4 parts again, but now with a new matrix. And you can check yours with mine up here when you got it done. You know that, Jake? I was worried you're going to pick up on it, I'll be honest.
Were you worried about me?
No. I saw how you did the 0s and 1s, and I was like, I think I'm good.
Okay, and I still got 100.
I think I'm good. Whoa, easy. Stop flexing.
Yeah,
Right? Nobody
I'm
cares.
gonna
Stop
flex.
flexing.
Bro, this is like the worst thing in the world at practice. You're talking about, Katie. You're talking about
Okay, we all good? Because I want to move on. All right, so we could have done the first part. Also, part of the first part was solving these equations. Find me a matrix that I can multiply by 2 and add A to it and get matrix B out as an answer. We didn't do a darn thing with the matrices. Anybody remember how we did these? We solve for X first. Yep, we solve for X first. Same thing. Still got to do that. So move over the A. Go ahead and move over A. 2x equals B minus A. And then divided both sides by 2. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to make sure you edit matrix A and B and put the new 2x2s in. And then once you're all done, get to a blank screen and then do B minus A over 2. And it'll give you matrix X out.
I did do the divide by 2 separate somewhere else.
Well, something happening here? Have a little issue?
No.
I am. I tried putting it in a fraction template and dividing by 2, and it was giving me an error. Even though everything's my matrices are fine, everything. Here's why. You can't divide matrices. Okay, you cannot divide matrices. It's not going to happen in your calculator's telling you cannot divide 2 matrices. You can't divide anything with matrices. A number by itself or 2 matrices. But that's not a problem for us. And this is why I went over this. Dividing by 2, I could just switch it and do what instead? do B minus A times 1/2. All right, now I could do that in my calculator. All right, so you cannot, please remember that for the end of class too, you cannot divide with anything with matrices. You can only multiply it. So now your calculator's happy and it's giving you -7/2, 5, 9/2, and -1/2, hopefully. So keep that in mind. You cannot divide in matrices, not even in your calculator. Now I heard Nick over here said, hey, I just did B minus A and just in my head divided everything by 2. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Might be a little too much extra thinking for some of us. So we let the calculator do all the work. All right, one more here. All right, before I do any matrix, edit any of them, divide by -2. And we just talked, not going to happen. You already know you're going to get an error on the calculator. I already know that. So instead, multiply by -1/2. 4A plus 3B. This is when the calculator, I think, starts coming in handy. So try it out. Try it out on your own.
I'll let you know.
That's what I just said.
Huh? Huh? What did you say? You're mad. You. So I said, we're going to do fractions.
I got fractions.
Don't worry, I'm not actually about that is my biggest fear.
Are we allowed to get fractions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did? Yes, 6th grade math class. Mrs. Ridas. Legendary.
I got it. I got
It
it.
was so scary. We had to go sit in Mrs. Lehman's room because it's everywhere. Me
Yeah.
and Lily were flipping out.
I got fractions.
Why do I feel like you were in that class?
Yeah.
You weren't. Nick was in that
That was foul.
I thought you were there. Do you all remember when she went into her homework and she had to get yelled at every day?
Solid.
Bro.
No, she literally did homework.
When Mr. Mo called you for Jackson.
That was a good.
I'm proud of that now.
Who is that? Mr. Mo.
Take a look. Take a look before we go.
It's actually so funny.
Make sure we match before we move on.
Yeah.
Do you remember like parent day where the parent could come in? Her grandma came in and Mrs. Ryder started screaming for her not doing her homework in front of me and Lily's.
Dude, but
My
have
mom and Lily's mom. And Lily's mom.
Okay, we all good before you move on ahead of me? All right, well, look, could we have done this by, yeah, we could have and been pretty confident. Here's where your calculator really helps you, multiply. All right, you guys did phenomenal on that, but you know as well as I did, where did I make the mistake? How many times you might have called me over, where did I make the mistake? Where did I make the mistake? Because I'm not giving that a correct answer, because you added something or typed in something wrong in your calculator. Now we don't have to worry about it because your calculator does all the work. Before we go though, I wouldn't just do this right away. Remember our rule? If you can multiply or not. How big is the first one?
2 by 4.
That's a 2x4, and this one's a 2x2. Are we going to be able to multiply it as is? No, because the 2 inside. And you know what? I'm not going to have you guys waste time, but you try doing that, your calculator is going to tell you, no go. All right, it'll give you an error message. So instead, why don't we do this? Why don't we flip them? Because if we flip them, we can multiply them, right? So still let this be matrix A. Let this one be matrix B, but instead let's do B times A, because AB is not working, obviously. But if we do B times A, we should be good. And we should get a what? If I flip that, a 2x4 out at the end? And this is why your calculator's great. can just do all that for you. It'll do row times column all for you. Just make sure you do B times A, because A times B, you're going to get an error. And make sure A is a 2x4 and B is a 2x2. What's up, stud?
No, guys.
I was confused on this because I remember the one day I was here, you were talking about how the two numbers in the middle have to be the same.
Correct. So right now, if I do A times B, I got 4 and 2. That's not going to match. But if I flip them, now I'm doing a 2x2 with a 2x4. All right. So now that'll match, and my calculator should be giving me a 2x4 as an answer.
Okay, that makes
All right.
sense. I like having my kids.
What? Me? I'm a cry. I'm gonna tear up a little bit. Man, it's such a goofy episode, bro.
All good.
JR don't get the memo.
Before we move on,
JR has met him.
we're all good. All right, finally, maybe where we struggled the most, getting zeros and ones. You can do this on the calculator. And hey, let me just not say matrix. Like, didn't you before you even knew about a matrix last year, as in your junior year, didn't you do these solve for X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
All right, you can do them using matrices and on your calculator now. So if you have something that comes up next year, if you're taking math next year or whenever, you can remember, hey, I can do this darn thing on my calculator, no work needed. So how do I do these? Using matrices. All right, first one is you build matrix A. Now matrix A is just going to be the left side. No vertical bar and the numbers after. Just the left side. So I'm talking about row 1 is going to be 1, 1, 1. I just get the numbers out in front like I usually did. It's just no vertical bar after. This is matrix A. 1, negative 1, negative 1. X, negative 1, 1. So there's matrix A. All I did was put the numbers out in front. I don't know why I put an X there. One job. How about 1, negative 1, 1? All good? All right, we are going to multiply this by our mystery matrix, aka our answers, which will be X, Y, Z. We do not create that matrix. That's what we're going to solve for. And we're going to set that equal to matrix B, which are the answers we want, which are 4, 0, 2, right here. 4, 0, 2. So you're going to, not yet, you're going to create matrix A and create matrix B. Now, here's the question. How do I get X by itself? Everyone's going to say what? Divide both sides by A, right? Well, what'd you just learn? Can't do that. Yeah, your calculator is going to give you massive error. So how do I do this if I can't divide? We take what's called the inverse of what I'm trying to move over. So it's going to be A, and the way we show inverse is negative 1. And everyone see you can just say raise. You can do this if you want. Take a look. Let me get back there. Matrix A, raise. You can do that. Okay? Times B. So this right here will get you your answers. Okay, by doing the inverse of what you're trying to move over. So go ahead right now, create matrix A, create matrix B, and then type clear screen, right? A cleared screen, inverse A times B.
So is XYZ always going to be the answers?
Yes, correct. And your calculator will give you number, number, number. Okay, watch the magic happen. You're going to be, why didn't he tell me this before? Sorry. take the inverse of what you're trying to move over. You can't divide it. And it's easy as that, huh? Don't have to worry about ones and zeros.
Two, one, one.
Two, one, one.
Yeah.
All right. I want to see you do one on your own. Now there is some math involved. All right. I wish your calculator could do it all, but before you do any matrices creating, what do you think you have to do on this one? You can't create matrix A just yet. And as everyone does it and doesn't tell me, yes, put X, Y, and Z on the same side.
Oh my God. So
So make sure X, Y, and Z are all on the same side. Build matrix A, build matrix B, and then do the inverse of A times B.
then use X, Y,
You just subtract one.
and one.
Why didn't you?
Yes, that's
Why would you do it like that?
two.
Why didn't you just subtract two?
Negative one. Negative two, three,
What's the difference?
One, one, and two.
Why wouldn't you subtract the one from the second equation?
Brother.
I just kept it there. Because I moved the 3y and the z over instead.
Oh, I divided by. Is that how?
Divided?
I don't know. I was confused.
You just want to move them over. So 3y has to go over here,
Oh, okay.
and the negative z's got to
That
go
makes
over.
more sense.
All right. We're all good? And look, the last one I just assigned because I just wanted to show you it doesn't matter how intimidating it looks. We can take care of it now. So even if this is a 4-bagger, 4 variables, 4 equations, who cares? All right, we got the power of our calculator and our knowledge how to use it. All right, so now you're making a 4x4 matrix now and getting after it. So it doesn't matter how intimidating or how many variables or equations we have, we know how to handle it. And we don't have to do it by hand.
The next question.
Yep.
Would I be able to take that quiz?
You can, but I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. You cannot do it just using your calculator.
Okay,
You
yeah.
have to show me all the steps and everything. So
No, that's fine. You could
Honestly,
No, you can
Where's-
check it.
I'm struggling.
Okay, I could have checked it by hand.
I'm still confused on 7. What did you like?
You were gonna
Like, I understand writing it
That's
all
how I
out.
used to do it.
I don't get the multiplying part. Like,
what do you mean the multiply? So you're doing a to the -1 times b?
that's what we do every
Yeah.
time.
I say
Yep.
you should
Yeah.
charge your calculator and bring it to class.
My calculator is 3 times charged right now.